This is the Unisonic XL-929 combination 3-in-1 TV, radio, cassette recorder from 1981. Picked this up at an estate sale recently. As you can see, it has our radio dial, AM, FM, and shortwave from 4 to 12 megahertz. Then we have our TV tuning dial, VHF low 2 to 6, VHF high 7 to 13, and UHF. We have a condenser mic, our function selector, TV tape radio, on off volume knob, tone low and high knob, our radio band, AM, FM, shortwave, our radio tuning knob, our TV band, VHF low, VHF high, and UHF, and our TV tuning knob. It has a carrying handle, which also acts to support it when it's in this position. Our 5-inch black and white television screen. Around the left side, our rod antenna, which has 3 selector positions, television, which we won't use, FM, which we will use, and shortwave, which we will use. Or you can go an external antenna, which we will use. You have connections for VHF or UHF. We have our television control dials, horizontal hold, vertical hold, contrast, and brightness. We have an antenna here. Around back or on the bottom, however you want to look at it, there's a battery compartment here, which I'm not going to open. It's kind of hard to do in this position. There's 3 plastic tubes that just fall out. It takes 9 D cells. Around the right side, we have jacks for a mic with a remote, auxiliary in, and earphone out. We have power connections, DC, tip positive, AC, and a voltage selector for 110 or 220. Underneath, we have some information here. Unisonic model XL-929, manufactured August 1981. And I have seen pictures of others like this on the internet, but they're gray and they're later. They're like 1984. So apparently these were black when it first came out. Looking at the top, you can see we have our Unisonic badge. And this is interesting here. This unit was apparently a longevity award to this gentleman from Indiana Bell for 35 years, given to him in 1982. Doesn't say he retired then, but he had 35 years in, which means he started at Indiana Bell, what, 1947? And Indiana Bell was one of the local Ma Bell systems before the monopoly breakup. And then over here we have our cassette recorder with counter, normal functions. We'll look at that and try that out. Everything works, counter works, record works. We'll try the condenser mic and the microphones, external microphones. Alright, looking a little bit at the performance. We'll start with AM. We're on radio. Radio band selector is to AM.
Any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
This particular unit has a little finickiness to it. The function selector for AM has to be in the exact right spot. which is not necessarily flipped all the way to the top. It needs to be about a millimeter below the top, or it doesn't get anything.
Stephen Arterburn from New Life Ministries. We know that Christian counseling changes lives. We hear evidence of that. Best yet. Who's your favorite?
That is always a good thing, you know, unless it's indivisible and all they want to do is screw.
Well, you hear what I hear. It's either a terrible AM performer or that we have some capacitor issues on AM, and I'm not sure which, but I don't really listen to AM, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's switch to FM, and we have our antenna up and the antenna selector on the left side set to FM.
They're amazingly victimized.
Let me live that fantasy.
This guy's not shot from Apple. I'm gonna put this. I can't believe
Ain't never ever gotta go in your wallet. Long as I got rubber band banks in my pocket. We got the right to choose it. I'm a savage, I'm a cat.
To explore 3 decks of world-class exhibits, ride zip.
Well, there's some disappointment, surprise, and even some anger.
House leaders are hammering.
Last days last by the grace of the fire and the flame. I gotta make
Meet the summertime goals. It's a totally easy, flexible way to earn extra cash. Sign up today at uber.com/drive now.
somebody testify. Close so far that now I'm lost in a world trying to relax.
WOLT, Indianapolis.
From the Hardy Studio.
Hardee's, pioneers of the great American burger. This is Alt 1033.
People feel the rage.
Guessing.
Okay, let me switch our antenna to shortwave and see if we can get anything. It's about 3 p.m. here, so odds might be against us. Sometimes I get stuff around 10, maybe 12, usually around 10, and sometimes down about 4.5 or 5. I've never picked anything else up anywhere other than those spots. And it's usually Preacher Man. It's not looking good. Maybe I'll try coming back this evening and redoing the shortwave bands and putting that in the video. Well, I came back after I sort of finished making the video about an hour later. at the end of everything, and I'm getting a little something on one of the shortwave channels.
Amenazados y espiados por las autoridades del Estado en la provincia de Pinar del Río se encuentran también Calixto Miranda y Jesús Silva. Y en la provincia de Celusa, otros periodistas espiados también fueron Joandri Jal.
I'm sure it'd get better at night. I'd at least pick up Preacher Man on a few different frequencies. But no such luck right now. Alright, let's try out the tape recorder. Pre-recorded tape. I'm playing a little bit with the tone control sometimes. Okay, so that's what a pre-recorded tape sounds like. Let's try making a recording. Alright, let's try out the recording with a condenser mic. I'm about, a little out of frame here, but I'm about a foot from the condenser mic, so I'm not sure how the volume will be. Get past the leader here. So let's play this back and hear what a condenser mic sounds like. We're testing the Unisonic XL-929 cassette recorder with the built-in condenser mic. This is from 1981, and so far I'm fairly impressed with the system. I only paid $10 for it, so I'm not out of luck if it didn't work. But looking on eBay anyway, all the ones they listed for sale or that had sold were all listed as working well, as this one kind of was once I got all the controls cleaned and everything. So there must have been some pretty basic good production values for these things to still be working. A lot of the consumer electronics in that era just don't. But the radio works okay. There might be a problem with AM. So let's play this back and hear what a condenser mic sounds like. Okay, well, I can't say it sounded too good. Let me set up and we'll switch to external mics. Alright, I have a remote control mic. I think it's a Bell & Howell from a long time ago. Right now it's off. so we can test our external microphone. Alright, we're going to test external microphones on the 1981 Unisonic XL-929 and try and compare them with the condenser mic, which I didn't think sounded too good. I've heard better. Let's stop this and rewind and listen to an external microphone recording. Turn it off with the microphone. Stop. Turn it back on. Rewind. Turn the volume back up. 1981 Unisonic XL-929 and try and compare them with the condenser mic, which I didn't think sounded too good. I've heard better, but it is a condenser mic after all, and I'm not sure exactly what it would have been used for back then. Voice recording, music recording, I wouldn't think so, with an aux input here. But it was intelligible, wasn't a total waste. I did have to clean the heads when I got this, the head is anyway. It was all muffled and distorted when I first tried using it, so it did have to get a little bath with alcohol before it was really serviceable. That did seem to bring it back to life, and it's worked out pretty well since then. Sometimes I'll get an audio dropout. I'm not sure what's causing that. It's almost like the entire unit loses power for a microsecond or something before it comes back. Now, let's stop this and rewind and listen to an external microphone recording. Okay, well, I think that sounded better than the condenser mic, but it wasn't a stellar performer by a long shot. Alright, let's try a recording from the radio. I have had to switch the rod antenna back from shortwave to FM. So that's what's on the radio now. Turn the volume down so we don't get feedback. Well, I'm not sure we would with the radio. And we'll record a few seconds and hear what it sounds like. Switch back to tape. Turn the volume up. Okay, well, it doesn't sound too bad. I'd say that's the best of all of them so far. Condenser, microphone, seems to do best on the radio. Well, let's, anything left? Oh, I know, the television. Let's check that out. Alright, we have our digital to analog box and antenna hooked up to the screw terminals on the side. Picking up some stations here on channel 3.
There it is, there it is. Have a limited time frame, and I know the road better than he does.
Stay tuned for more Mike and...
My picture that I see looking directly at the television screen is great. We get the strange frame rate blanking out on the video camera, which there's very little I can do anything about, but the picture looks much better than you'll see.
Be to someone's upgraded television. Sure. Over a period of time, sometimes you move.
All right, get aboard, boys.
I was stealing. She always told me God would provide, you know. But I said, well, he did. You know, I remember
If you were married to a magician, I'd tell him he couldn't bring in the bed with him.
She has the opportunity to work independently, and I think that's critically important when you look at a college.
Less than 1% die each year directly as a result of seizures.
No, it's very disturbing. It's extremely difficult for my wife to be on that roller coaster of emotion every day. It's just...
No? Excellent. I'll put you together with Helena McKenna. Oh, good.
And Jason.
I
Don't
wonder if
forget
it'd look
Jason.
any better with the room lights out.
And Jason Cardino. He's one of the bright new young helpers here at Flappyville. Now, I
Didn't seem to
figure
be.
on a...
Yonder comes Quirk, riding like the wind.
Forest is environment. It has create a feeling of community.
Those are our PBS
A Lutheran
stations.
church. Months. Xfinity Internet delivers the speed you need to serve.
Wound reopening, chronic pain, bowel obstruction, or had revision or...
Lord. Oh, Lord, when is the fire coming? Fire.
Okay.
Now, what day went by, week went by. Well,
Maybe she doesn't want them anymore. Maybe she's not around to wear them anymore.
I have to tell you, as great as these men are, men of God, Dad, you are the greatest example.
By 14 patriotic canvas art and the
Bad satellites today.
Connor Prairie and live over downtown Indianapolis. That radar is quiet. It will remain that way. The exception may be in far northeast central Indiana, spotty shower, but
We're staying first. I've been working on the bus. I'm pretty dirty. You see that building over there? Oh, yeah? That's a hotel. Now look up there on the second floor. Uh-huh. See the little window? Oh, yeah. I just showed you where you're staying. Now can we rehearse?
You scared of black?
After Harvoni treatment, tell your doctor if you've ever had hepatitis B.
I think we've worked our way through all the channels. Like I say, it looks a lot better to me than I'm sure it does to you. But that's a function of the frame rates of the camera and the television and things. Not much I can do about that. Let's back out here and set up for wrap things up. Well, from 1981, that's the Unisonic XL-929. Hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more consumer electronics videos. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.